My wife moved her toxic sister into our home without asking, saying, "Family stays together." I said, "Not here." I evicted her sister for theft. My wife screamed, "If she goes, I go." I helped them both pack. The silence in the house afterwards was bliss. I, 35 male, own a 3-bedroom house. Bought it 5 years ago, before I even met my wife, 32. We got married 2 years back. Pretty standard ceremony, nothing crazy. She moved into my place since her apartment lease was ending anyway. Life was decent. We both worked full-time, split bills proportionally to income, kept things fair. Then 3 months ago I came home from work on a Thursday to find her sister sitting on my couch like she lived there. 2 massive suitcases in the hallway. My wife was making dinner, acting like everything was normal. "Hey babe," I said carefully. "What's going on?" "Oh, my sister needed a place to stay for a bit. Work situation got rough, lost her apartment. I told her she could crash here." I blinked. "You told her, without asking me?" My wife shrugged, stirring pasta. "It's temporary. Family stays together, right?" Her sister smirked from the couch, scrolling her phone. Didn't even look up. "Thanks for letting me stay, brother-in-law." I pulled my wife into our bedroom. "We need to talk about this." "What's there to talk about?" "She's my sister. She needs help." "I get that, but this is our home. You can't just move someone in without discussing it with me first." "So you're saying my family isn't welcome here?" Her voice got sharp, defensive. "That's not what I said. I'm saying major decisions require both of us agreeing." "Well, she's already here, so..." She walked back to the kitchen. That "so" did a lot of heavy lifting. The sister situation. Her sister was 28, between jobs, shocker, and had apparently been evicted from her last place for not paying rent. My wife conveniently left that part out until I asked directly 3 days later. It wasn't her fault, my wife insisted. Her roommate was awful. Right? The roommate made her not pay rent. Sure, rules were established. I wasn't thrilled but figured I'd be the bigger person. 2 weeks max. She'd help with groceries and utilities. Look for work actively. Respect our space. Week 1. She ate all our food, never replaced anything. Complained the guest room was too small. Asked if we had better Wi-Fi because hers was lagging her shows. Week 2. Still no job applications I could see. Started leaving dirty dishes everywhere. Borrowed my wife's car without asking and returned it on empty. Week 3. I reminded my wife about the 2-week agreement. She's trying. Job market's tough right now. Just give her more time. How much more time? I don't know. Stop being so rigid about everything. Week 4. I found her sister wearing my wife's expensive jewelry, the stuff her grandmother left her. When I mentioned it, my wife got mad at me for making a big deal out of nothing. Week 6. I started keeping my wallet in my car because I swear I had more cash in it before. Week 8. I'm now the bad guy for wanting my own house back. The theft. 2.5 months in, I kept a small cash reserve in my home office. Emergency fund type deal. About $3,200 in an envelope in my desk drawer. Not the smartest place, but my house, my office, my rules. I'd been adding to it for over a year, $200 to $300 whenever I had extra from side work or bonuses. Last Tuesday I went to add another $150. The envelope was gone. Completely gone. I tore apart my office, checked everywhere. Nothing. I asked my wife if she'd moved it. No? Why would I go through your desk? The money I keep in there, it's missing, all of it. She paused. How much? $3,200. That's a lot to keep lying around. In my locked office, in my house. Yeah. We both knew. The only other person with access was her sister. I walked into the living room where her sister was watching some reality show, eating from a family-sized bag of chips I'd bought yesterday. "Hey, I need to talk to you about something." She didn't look away from the TV. "What? There was money in my office? It's gone. You know anything about that?" Now she looked at me. "Are you seriously accusing me of stealing?" "I'm asking if you know anything about it." Wow. Unbelievable. "No, I didn't touch your precious money." My wife came in. "What's going on? He's accusing me of being a thief." I asked a question. My wife turned on me. "You can't just accuse people like that. The money was there Friday. Today it's gone. Only 3 people live here. Maybe you miscounted or forgot where you put it." "I didn't miscount $3,000. Her sister stood up, all dramatic. "I don't have to stay here and be attacked like this." She stormed to the guest room, slammed the door. My wife looked at me like I'd kicked a puppy. That was incredibly rude. She stole from me. You don't know that. Who else would it be? I don't know, but you can't throw accusations around without proof. Proof, right. Because career moochers are so good at leaving evidence. The discovery Friday morning, I was leaving for work. Her sister was still asleep. Noon was apparently her wake-up call these days. I noticed the trash can by the curb was super full. Thought that was weird since pickup was Thursday and we'd just had it emptied. Looked inside. Target bags, Best Buy bag, Sephora, all recent receipts. Dated from Wednesday and Thursday. $847 worth of stuff. Clothes, makeup, a tablet, fancy headphones. I took photos of everything, every receipt. Checked our credit cards. Nothing unusual there. So cash purchases. Interesting timing, considering she'd been broke this whole time. Brought the receipts inside. Waited for my wife to get home. Found something interesting in the trash. Showed her the photos. These are from your sister's shopping spree. $847. All cash. All bought right after my money disappeared. My wife went pale. Maybe she had savings? The same sister who couldn't afford rent? Who's been here for free for 2 months? Who suddenly has shopping money right when $3,200 goes missing from my office? It could be a coincidence. Stop. Just stop. You know what this is. She sat down hard on the couch. Didn't say anything for a solid minute. What do you want me to do? She finally asked. She needs to leave today. Where's she gonna go? Not my problem anymore. She stole from me. You don't know that for sure. The receipts are pretty damning evidence. She's my sister. And I'm your husband, the one who owns this house, the one she robbed. My wife started crying. This is so unfair. She has nowhere to go. She had somewhere to go before she got evicted. She can figure it out again. You're really going to put her on the street? She really stole $3,200 from me. Yeah, she's leaving. The ultimatum. My wife called her sister out. The confrontation was something else. Did you take money from his office? My wife asked, voice shaking. No, I told you I didn't. I held up my phone with the receipt photos. Then explain these. Her face went red. I had some money saved up. That's not your business. You've been mooching off us for 2 months claiming you're broke. Now suddenly you have shopping money? Maybe I got a job. Really? Where? Silence. You stole from me. Get out. You can't kick me out. I have tenant rights. I actually laughed. You're not a tenant. You're a guest who's overstayed her welcome. You don't pay rent. Your name's not on anything. Pack your stuff. You've got till tomorrow morning. She looked at my wife. Are you gonna let him do this? My wife was torn. I could see it. But then she said something I didn't expect. If she goes, I go. The room went silent. What? I said. You heard me. She's my family. If you're kicking her out, I'm leaving too. Family stays together. She stole from me. You don't know that for sure. It could be explained. How? Please, enlighten me how it could be explained. I don't know, but I'm not abandoning my sister. The audacity was breathtaking. Her sister was smirking behind her. Actually smirking. Okay, I said calmly. Let me help you pack then. What? You said if she goes, you go. She's going. So pack. You're not even going to try to work this out? You just chose a thief over your husband. What's there to work out? Don't make me choose. You already did. The packing, I wasn't bluffing. Pulled out suitcases from the garage, started gathering my wife's stuff from our bedroom. Clothes, toiletries, shoes. Methodical, calm. My wife was freaking out. Wait, stop, let's talk about this. Nothing to talk about. You made your choice. I didn't think you'd actually… What? Call your bluff? You said you'd leave. I'm facilitating. Her sister was getting nervous now too. This wasn't going how she expected. Babe, please, can we take a breath? I'm perfectly calm. I folded another shirt, placed it in the suitcase. You said family stays together, so go stay together, somewhere else. This is insane. What's insane is defending someone who stole from us. You keep saying that, but you don't have real proof. I stopped packing, looked at her. Your sister, who's been unemployed and broke for months, who couldn't afford rent at her last place, suddenly has $847 in shopping money 3 days after my $3,200 disappears from a locked drawer in my office. What part of that math isn't adding up for you? She said she had savings, and you believe her? She's my sister. And I'm your husband, the one you promised to build a life with, but apparently that means nothing compared to blood. She started crying again. You're being so cold. No, I'm being practical. She stole. You're defending her. Ergo, you both need to go. It took 3 hours. 3 hours of her alternating between crying, arguing, begging, and getting mad. Her sister mostly stayed in the guest room, probably hoping this would blow over. By 9 p.m., everything was packed, 2 cars full of stuff. Last chance, my wife said at the door. If I leave, we're done. I know. You're really willing to end our marriage over this? You're really willing to end our marriage over a thief? Stop calling her that. Stop defending her then. Admit what she did. Silence. That's what I thought, I said. Your sister can stay at your mom's or get a motel. You figure it out. I hate you right now. That's fine. They left. Both cars pulled out of the driveway around 9:47 p.m. The house was quiet, really, really quiet, and honestly, it was the most peace I'd felt in 2 months. Update 1, 1 week later. The calls started the next morning, first from my mother-in-law. How could you throw them out like that? My daughter is devastated. Your daughter chose to leave because you gave her an impossible choice. I gave her a simple choice. Me or the sister who stole from me. She chose the sister. You don't know she stole anything. The evidence is pretty clear. Evidence? You sound like a cop. She's family. And I was family too. Past tense, apparently. She hung up on me. Then my wife's brother called. Then her aunt. Then 2 cousins. All saying the same thing. I was heartless, cruel, destroying the family over money, being unreasonable. Not one of them asked about the theft. Not one. My wife kept texting, "Can we please talk? I miss you. This is stupid. Just let her apologize and we can move on. I can't believe you're doing this." I didn't respond. What was there to say? Then Wednesday I got served divorce papers. My wife was filing, citing irreconcilable differences and abandonment, rich, considering she left. She was asking for half the house value, alimony, her car, which was in both names, and half my 401k. Called a lawyer that afternoon. Guy named Thompson. Came recommended from a coworker who'd been through a rough divorce. They're claiming abandonment? He asked, reading the papers. She left after I kicked out her sister for stealing. Can you prove the theft? I have receipts showing purchases made with cash right after my cash went missing. I have texts and messages showing she'd been broke. Circumstantial but strong. And the wife chose to leave? Gave her an ultimatum, her or the sister. She chose the sister. He nodded. That actually helps us. She left the marital home voluntarily after you caught her sister stealing. We can work with this. What about her claims for the house and alimony? House was yours before marriage, right? Yeah, bought it 5 years ago. We've been married 2 years. Depending on the state, that might be protected. The appreciation in value during the marriage might be marital property, but the base asset is yours. We'll fight it. And alimony? We'll argue against it. She's employed, voluntarily left the marriage, and left in defense of someone who committed theft against you. The optics aren't great for her. Cost me $5,000 retainer, worth every penny if it meant protecting what I'd built. The escalation Thursday night, someone egged my house. My Ring camera caught it. 2 figures hard to identify in the dark, but one was definitely female and the right build for my wife's sister. Sent the footage to my lawyer and filed a police report. Cops didn't seem that interested. Domestic situation, probably best handled through the divorce proceedings. Great. So property damage is fine now? Friday. My wife showed up at my work. The receptionist called back, said there was someone to see me. I walked out to the lobby and there she was, puffy-eyed, looking exhausted. Can we please talk? Not here, just coffee or something. Against my better judgment, I agreed. We went to the cafe across the street. I hate how this happened, she started. I miss you. I miss our life. You walked away from our life. You forced me to choose. Your sister stole from me. That wasn't a choice, that was consequences. She says she didn't do it. And the receipts? She says she'd been saving money from before, from her last job. The job she got fired from 3 months ago? That she claimed left her broke? My wife looked down at her coffee. I don't know what to believe. Believe the evidence. Believe that she's lied about everything else. Why would this be different? Because she's my sister. I want to believe her. More than you want to believe me? Silence. That's what I thought, I said. We're done here. The divorce papers. I didn't want to do that. My mom insisted. She got me the lawyer, said I needed to protect myself. Protect yourself from what? I'm not the one who did anything wrong. You kicked us out. I kicked out a thief, and the person defending the thief. Stop calling her that. People were starting to stare. I lowered my voice. Look, you made your choice. You picked her. Now you're dealing with the consequences. The divorce? Fine, we'll sort it out legally. But don't come crying to me about how hard this is when you created this mess. I didn't create anything. You did. You're the one who escalated. I'm the one who got robbed in my own house and then got abandoned by my wife for calling it out. She started crying. I felt bad for about half a second. Then I remembered the last 2 months of hell with her sister. The missing money, the ultimatum. I have to get back to work, I said, standing up. Please, just let her apologize. Let us come back. We can work this out. No. Just like that? Just like that. I walked out. She didn't follow. The dirty tactics. Saturday morning, my lawyer called. They're playing dirty. Her lawyer filed a motion for temporary exclusive use of the marital home, claiming you forced her out through emotional abuse and coercion. That's insane. That's litigation. We'll fight it. But be prepared. They're going to paint you as controlling and abusive. Classic tactics. I'm not controlling. I kicked out someone who stole from me. I know, but they're going to frame it differently. Just be ready. The hearing was set for 2 weeks out. In the meantime, my wife's whole family started a campaign. Social media posts about standing with abuse survivors, vague enough for plausible deniability. Posts about family being there when spouses fail you. Her mom posted a long rant about how modern men can't handle strong women with strong family bonds, and marriage means accepting your spouse's family, flaws and all. The comments were split, half supporting her, half calling BS. I didn't engage. My lawyer said not to, but my brother did. He commented, "Interesting how none of these posts mention the theft that started this whole thing." Got blocked immediately. Then my wife's sister, who I learned had been staying at their mom's house, posted her own sob story. When your brother-in-law accuses you of something you didn't do and ruins your sister's marriage over it. Family isn't always blood, but it's always there for you. The comments were sympathetic. Lots of "you deserve better" and "he sounds awful." Not one person asked for his side of the story. Not one. Tuesday, I got a call from a detective. Apparently, my wife's sister had filed her own police report, claiming I'd verbally threatened her before kicking her out. "Did you threaten her?" the detective asked. "No, I told her to leave because she stole from me." "She says you have no proof of theft." "I have receipts showing large cash purchases right after my cash went missing." "That's circumstantial." "It's enough for me." "Did you raise your voice? Use intimidating language?" "I told her to pack her stuff and leave. That's it." "She claims you said you'd make her regret it if she didn't leave immediately." "That's a lie." "You have proof it's a lie? Do you have proof it's true?" He sighed. "Look, I'm not saying I believe her, but it's your word against hers. These domestic situations get messy. Best to let the courts handle it." Another dead end. The court date. The temporary exclusive use hearing was brutal. My wife's lawyer came out swinging. "Your Honor, my client was forced from her marital home after her husband issued an ultimatum during a vulnerable time. Her sister, who was staying with them during a housing crisis, was accused without evidence of theft. When my client defended her sister's right to due process, her husband began systematically removing her belongings and throwing them out." "That's not what happened," I whispered to my lawyer. "Let him finish," Thompson said quietly. "My client has been subjected to emotional abuse and financial control throughout this marriage. She has nowhere else to go while her husband sits comfortably in a home that appreciated significantly during their marriage. We're asking for temporary exclusive use until the divorce is finalized." My turn. Thompson stood. "Your Honor, the facts are quite different. The defendant's home, purchased 5 years before the marriage, was invaded by his wife's sister without his knowledge or consent. This sister stayed for over 2 months, contributing nothing financially while consuming household resources. When $3,200 in cash went missing from a locked office drawer, followed by nearly $1,000 in cash purchases by said sister, the defendant exercised his right as sole owner to remove the guest from his home. He submitted the receipts as evidence. The defendant's wife was then given a choice: acknowledge the theft and remove her sister, or leave with her. She chose to leave. She voluntarily abandoned the marital home. Now she's attempting to claim exclusive use of a property she willingly left and has no ownership stake in. The judge reviewed the documents. Read the receipts, read the ownership papers showing I'd bought the house before marriage. Mrs. Last name, you left the home voluntarily. He forced me to choose, my wife said, voice shaking. But you did choose to leave? He was kicking out my sister, who allegedly stole from him. He has no proof. The judge looked at the receipts again. The timing of these purchases is suspect. The defendant has reasonable cause for his actions. Motion denied. The defendant will retain use of his home. Divorce proceedings will continue normally. My wife looked devastated. Her mom, who'd come for support, looked furious. Outside the courthouse, her mom confronted me. You satisfied? You humiliated her in there. I protected what's mine. That house is half hers. No, it's not. It was mine before we got married. The appreciation during marriage might be split, but the house itself is mine. We'll see what the judge says about that. We sure will. She spit at my feet, literally spit. Classy. My lawyer saw it. Want to file assault charges? No, let's just get through this divorce. Update 2. 6 weeks later. The divorce proceedings dragged on. My wife's lawyer kept fighting for half the house value, arguing that her contributions to the household entitled her to equity. My lawyer fought back with the fact that she'd only lived there 2 years, the house was mine before marriage, and she'd voluntarily left after defending a thief. The alimony request got denied pretty quickly. Judge wasn't sympathetic to someone who'd left voluntarily and was employed full-time. Small victory. The 401k got split. I lost about $18,000 from that. Sucked, but apparently standard for a 2-year marriage. Her car, the one in both our names, she kept. Fine, I had my truck. But the house fight got nasty. They hired an appraiser who valued it $390,000. I'd bought it for $245,000 5 years ago. They argued she was entitled to half the $145,000 appreciation, equals $72,500. My lawyer argued back. She lived there 2 years. The appreciation during that time was roughly $45,000. She's entitled to half of that, at most, $22,500. We settled at $35,000. Not ideal, but better than $72,000. I had to refinance to pay her out. The real consequences. Here's where it gets interesting. While the divorce was processing, my wife and her sister were still living at their mom's place. According to my lawyer, who heard from her lawyer, it wasn't going well. Turns out, 3 adults in a 2-bedroom house breeds resentment real quick. Especially when one of them, the sister, wasn't contributing anything. 2 weeks ago, I got a call from my wife. First time we'd spoken directly in over a month. Can we talk, please? About what? I found something about my sister. Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet. Same cafe. She looked rough, tired, older somehow. My mom was cleaning out the guest room, she started. Found some stuff my sister left, including receipts, lots of them. She slid an envelope across the table. Inside, more receipts. Different stores, different dates. All cash purchases. Going back weeks before my money went missing. She'd been stealing from my mom too, my wife said, voice hollow. My mom had been keeping cash in her dresser for emergencies, $400. Disappeared last month. My sister bought a new phone and designer purse that same week. My mom thought she'd misplaced the money, until she found these. I didn't say anything. You were right, my wife continued. She did take your money, and mine. I had $200 in my nightstand that went missing around the same time. I don't know what I thought, that I'd spent it and forgotten. Why are you telling me this? Because I screwed up. I chose her over you. I defended her when you were right. I threw away our marriage for someone who's been lying to all of us. Okay, that's it? Just okay? What do you want me to say? That it's fine? That we can get back together? That's not happening. I know I destroyed us. I needed you to know that I'm sorry. Apology noted. God, you're cold. No, I'm done. There's a difference. She started crying. Again. I miss you. I miss our life. I miss the house and movie nights and just everything. Should have thought about that before you chose a thief over your husband. She's my sister. And I was your husband, past tense. She wiped her eyes. What happened to her, my sister? What do you mean? My mom kicked her out 3 days ago after finding the receipts. She's been couch surfing with friends. I've been letting her stay with me sometimes, but I can't afford to support both of us. I felt zero sympathy. That's unfortunate. You really don't care? Should I? She stole from me, nearly cost me my house in the divorce, and destroyed my marriage. Why would I care where she ends up? Because you're human? I'm human with boundaries. She crossed them. You crossed them. Now you both deal with the consequences. She looked at me like she didn't know me anymore. Maybe she didn't. Maybe I didn't know her either. The divorce will be final in 2 weeks, I said. After that, please don't contact me again unless it's legally necessary. Just like that, 2 years of marriage means nothing? It meant something. Past tense. You ended it when you chose her over me. Everything after that was just paperwork. I left her sitting there. Didn't look back. The final hearing, divorce finalized on a Thursday. Judge signed everything. We split what needed splitting. I kept the house, minus the $35 payout. She kept her car. I kept my truck. 401k split. No alimony, no kids, thank God. All personal property already divided. Clean break, legally speaking. Emotionally? Different story. Her lawyer tried one last time to get more money, arguing emotional distress from the whole situation. My lawyer shut it down fast with the receipts proving the sister's theft and my wife's willing departure. Judge wasn't interested in their drama. Finalized everything in under an hour. Walked out of that courthouse feeling lighter. Not happy, exactly, but lighter. Like I'd been carrying weight I didn't realize was there until it was gone. The aftermath. It's been a month since the divorce finalized. Life's different. The house is mine again, completely mine. I repainted the guest room, got rid of the couch her sister had sat on, new sheets, new towels, erased every trace of both of them. The silence isn't lonely anymore, it's peaceful. I can leave my wallet on the counter, can keep cash in my office without worrying, can come home to exactly what I left that morning. Dated a bit, nothing serious. Turns out, my ex-wife chose her thief sister over me, is quite the first date conversation. But honestly, I'm not in a rush. Getting used to just being alone again. Remembering who I was before all this. Work's going well, got a promotion last month, more money, better hours, using the extra cash to fix up the house, my house. New deck, updated kitchen, making it truly mine. Heard through the grapevine that my ex-wife is struggling financially. Turns out, single life on one income after living comfortably on two is rough. She had to downgrade to a studio apartment across town. Her sister apparently burned through every friend's couch, ended up moving 2 states away to live with their dad. Nobody wanted to deal with her anymore after the stealing came out. Their mom's still bitter. Saw her at the grocery store last week. She saw me too, turned around and walked the other way, fine by me. My ex texted twice since the divorce. Once, I hope you're happy now. I didn't respond. Second time, I really messed up, didn't I? I blocked the number. Some people don't want closure, they want validation, want you to say it's okay, all is forgiven, lessons learned. But I don't owe her that, don't owe her anything anymore. The house is quiet at night. Really quiet. No TV shows I don't want to watch, no drama, no stolen money, no ultimatums. Just me, my coffee, and the peace I fought for. Worth every penny of those lawyer fees, worth every awkward family run-in. Worth the gossip and the side eyes and the "he's so cold" comments. Because at the end of the day, I stood up for myself when my own wife wouldn't stand with me. I protected what was mine when she chose someone who stole from us both. And that silence in my house afterward, the silence they warned me I'd regret, it's not lonely, it's not empty, it's bliss.